What up, YouTube? Knives and Gear Insights with another short review for a knife that I got a little while ago. And today we got the Petrified Fish Tena or Tena. So you can see it's a little different than you can remember. So I did actually dye those scales, as you can see. So I feel like originally they were white. It had this kind of stormtrooper look, which was cool. But I'm not a fan, honestly, not a real big fan of white scales. But I figured, I wanted the white scales so I can dye them. So and this is what the end result is. So it's kind of green, which wasn't really the anticipated color. But I'm actually really happy the way it came out. So, but yeah, overall, you got a really good knife on this one here. Especially, I mean, this knife is under $40. It's got a front flipper. It's got D2 steel. I mean, yes, it's the Japanese style, Higo no Kami style front flipper a little bit, so it's a little different. So if you're not a fan of this, I understand. It doesn't bother me. I mean, it works great. It's super snappy. Either way, rolling, front flipping, it works great. That's the only deployment method on this knife. So it's a front flipper only. So for friends that like front flippers, this is a great knife. It's a little on the heavier side. You got steel liners, you got steel pocket clip, or wire pocket clip, sorry. You got T8 pivot, T6 hardware on this guy. You got a lanyard hole if you like a lanyard, which I'm not a fan of, but okay. But yeah, like I said, I mean, I did dye those scales in this greenish color, the backspacer as well, so to make to have a complete look of this knife, and I'm really liking this. The knife itself is on the larger side. It's I think it's like 8.5 inches. I can check this here in a second. So let's do some size comparisons real quick while we're at it. I mean, it's a basic knife. It's D2 steel, so it's not that special, not that fancy or anything. So we go here, we got the Drift LCT, we got the We Knives Acrylic. You can see it's larger than both, definitely. So it's about 1/2 inch, I'm assuming larger. You got the CBB Hyperpulse here. It's also larger than this. You got the Migron Mayarl here. You can see it's definitely larger than the Mayarl as well. And you got the, where did it go? Hello? Oh, here. And you got the Tenable Fenrir here. And also the NAF Lander. So you can see the Lander is of course much smaller. So this is quite a large knife. The handle even is larger than most of the knives. It's also a little bit on the thicker side. Overall thickness here is quite a bit thicker than most of the knives that I have. But yeah, it's definitely in my opinion, it's a fidgety knife. I like playing with these types of knives. Weight probably around 5 ounces. Let's see. 5.2 actually, 5.21 ounces. So it's a little more than 5 ounces. So like I said, it's a little bit on the heavier side, but it's slim but long, and the flipper of course gives it an extra length, which is, I mean, depends on how you carry a knife. For me, it's not an issue. I carry all kinds of sizes of knives. But like I said, there might be some people that don't like that. But yeah, for me, I don't have a problem with it. Let's get the overall length here real quick. So overall length, like I said, it's right at 8.5 inches. You got a blade length of 3.378. You got a cutting edge of 3 13/16. So it's definitely on the larger side. But yeah, overall, it's a basic knife. It does what it needs to do. The blade, the D2 steel is quite sharp, so you can see, I mean, it cuts. It does its job. D2, I'm not sure how how good Petrified Fish is heat treating their D2 or their knife steels in general. But I think D2 is a very simple, very easy to heat treat steel. That's why it's usually on base on budget knives mostly. And then some of the more hard use knives. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. And like I said, I mean it's got some design thing that speaks to me. That's why I picked it up. And I think at right around what was it, $38 or whatever, $37, what the knife was. It's definitely a looker, especially with the green dye that I did on this knife. Even in white or the other colors that it comes from factory, it's a great looking knife. And I definitely would recommend it if you're looking at under $40, you want something a little bit out of the order. I definitely recommend this knife. I will link it in the description if you want to use it. If you want to pick it up, you can use my link. It will help the channel. It doesn't cost you a thing. If you like my content, please comment, like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.